Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day. I know I am. Today has been great. It's pretty outside and it feels good. I'm glad that it stopped being so hot and that the weather has changed and it's becoming fall. But what I wanted to do a quick little live video on something that I have been reading lately, and it has me like pretty much thinking about some things and how they have been affecting me, not in a bad way, in a good way. And the book, it's a book that I've been reading, and this book is called The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. If I'm saying the person's name right, I'm not sure. But since I've been on a journey of learning just a lot of different things and just trying to pretty much work on like personal development and just building myself up, this one had me thinking. The first law is called the Law of Pure Potentiality, and I read it about a week ago, but I just been meditating on it and just thinking about how it has affected me. And this law pretty much just talks about our conscious and being just pretty much our conscious mind and how we look at things and not knowing about them pretty much. But it's something that I wanted to share. I've been on this journey pretty much of learning how to trade forex and doing forex. But with forex, we pretty much just summed it up as it's being 10% of trading, but 90% of mindset, because you don't have the mindset to be successful or to be able to handle the abundance that's coming to you from learning this. Then how can you handle it when you become a millionaire? So we're all just building ourselves up. So during this journey, when I first came into this journey, on this journey with learning how to trade, I was working 2 jobs, and it was a struggle to hold on to both of the jobs and still trying to learn. But what I didn't share with everybody, and only a select few of people I know, is that along this journey, I have been able to let one of my jobs go. I've been able to fire one of my bosses. And how I'm going to tell you how it ties into the 7 laws of success, the 7 spiritual laws of success. It just by reading the first law, it talks about, I'm going to read it to you, object referral. And it was saying that, it's your ego. And I was like, ego? Like, I don't have an ego. I'm, not that type of person. I don't walk around with a big head. But in a sense, it's not talking about you walking around with a big head or anything like that. It's just talking about how we let other things, or we put on a mask or a self-image, or we are pretty much worried about what other people think. So that's the sense of what our ego is. So I didn't share with anybody that I had along the way with this opportunity of learning the trade that I had. I was able to fire one of my bosses. So now that I'm down to 1 job, which has been so great, because I've pretty much was tiring myself and burning myself out. But as I was reading this book, a light bulb went off, and it let me know that I had an ego, because I wasn't sharing how wonderful and how powerful something can be in your life. So I meditated on it, prayed about it, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to share my experience with reading this. So it challenges me to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's because, with the law of pure potentiality, you want to hold power, but you got to let it go. You got to be able to get out of your ego and let your ego go, because how are you going to be successful in life if you have an ego? You don't want to share any information with people or let them know how certain things have impacted you in your life. And you stop. You're pretty much stop. You pretty much stop, and that makes people like, okay, if you walk up to somebody and you like, hey, you ask them, hey, how did you start your business, or how did you do this? And some people are like, oh, I don't want to share it. That's your ego getting in the way. But as I've been reading this book and letting it like marinate into me and my soul, I was like, it's time for me to open up and share the amazing things that I've been going through and that I've been doing when it comes down to personal development, when it comes down to me being in my trading community and being with like-minded people. I was able to right now get on live and I'm able to share my experience with trading and let you know that, yeah, it's more than that. And I felt like that it was time for me to share that information with everybody and be open with everybody around me, that, I was letting my ego get in the way because I was afraid of what other people were going to say, what they were going to think. But at the end of the day, it does not concern them. It's you. How do you feel about it? Where do you want your life to go? And how do you see yourself and how you vision yourself? Vision yourself in the future without feeling like, okay, you're being judged. Because that's pretty much what the law talks about. You're not supposed to judge. And it asks you to do 3 things in order for you to make sure that you're not, pretty much keep on being stuck and not being and not making the effect of using this law. It tells you to take time out of your day and be silent and meditate. So I did. I took time out of my day where I'm silent for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe meditate, maybe even pray about it. And then it also says to take time to, witness certain things or listen to the sunset. This morning, I was able to see the sunrise for the first sunrise of the fall. So that right there was another thing that you do as far as to get the effects of understanding the law of pure potentiality. And then it also says the third one is don't be judgmental. You can't walk around judging people based on the things that they do, because how are you going to receive your abundance and receive anything that's coming to you when you're judging somebody else? And you're letting your ego get in the way. And I never knew that I had an ego, honestly. I always thought I was fine, that I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing right and everything was going correctly until I got into my community, my G12, my Generation 12 community. And I just started sitting around and I just started seeing a lot of things in me that I was like, wow, like a lot of this stuff resonates with me. But of course, I'm being pig-headed, stubborn, hard-headed, and letting my ego get in the way. And I wasn't listening to what was around me and what was going on around me because I was in my head. I stayed in my head, and I had all my mentors trying to help me to understand that you have to get out of your way. But of course, letting my ego get in the way. Kept on saying, yeah, once I start doing this, I'll let, share, or I'll, do this and do that. But I kept doing the same thing over and over again. And I wasn't getting the results that I needed because I wasn't plugging in like I was supposed to. I wasn't into my personal development. I was like, okay, I read this and then I read it for a little bit, put it down. But I wasn't absorbing the information that I was supposed to because I was letting my ego get in the way, because I was like, how is this going to help? Or what? Why are we, thinking like that? But then I started sitting back and I started watching everybody around me, and I started listening more. Actually listening, not listening, letting it go in one ear and out the other. I'm talking about actually listening with my mind and my heart and letting both of them connect. So it started to like really just mesh together. So I was like, yeah, I'm letting my ego get in the way, and I'm not getting what I need to get done. So this book, this is spiritual law. Sorry, it's backward. The 7 spiritual laws of success has really opened my mind up for real, because we don't know that we have egos, or we're letting other people judgment of us get in the way of what we want to do and what we want to be, what we want to have for our lives. We sit up and we ask somebody, hey, what do you think? And then somebody say, no, I don't think you should do that. And of course, by them saying that, you think, man, maybe I shouldn't do it. But you got to get out of your own way. You cannot let somebody control the outcome of your life. We were destined to be more than what we are now and what we have. You just got to want it for yourself. And so that's what I'm saying. This book, yeah, I read it like a week, but I had to actually take the steps and to get the full understanding of what I was reading. And I followed those 3 steps. And I'm not going to lie, it's totally different. It's a total different feeling when you actually put the work in once you start reading something. So I'm not going to hold you too much longer, but I just want to say, if you have an ego, move your ego out the way. Start taking the time for yourself. Like it says, the law says, meditate on it. Don't be judgmental. And then sit back and watch the sunrise or the sunset and just be with yourself for a little bit. And I promise you'll start seeing things change. Personal development is the key in anything, whether or not it's in a relationship, whether or not it's work related, whether or not it's in friendships, whether or not it's in anything that you do in your life. Make sure you invest in yourself when it comes down to your inside. Because if your inside is not mixing with what you're trying to do on the outside, it's not going to work together. So this is a book that I'm going to recommend. And when I already read chapter 2, but I'm still working on the steps that it asked me to do. And then I'll, post another video and let you know how it's going. But what I want to tell you is get out of your way and stop letting your ego control everything that's going on around you. And remember, your ego is not you walking around here with posture and things. It's in the inside where you are letting your inside thoughts control what's going on the outside. So stop letting your ego get in the way. Get yourself together and just keep pushing through. If somebody's offering you help or somebody is saying that you could really use something, put it to the side and take it. Because we are here for each other and we're going to keep continuing to do that. Just remove the ego and just keep going. Because you may not know you have an ego, but if you were to just look at yourself on the inside and take those steps that I gave you, you'll start noticing the difference. And then you'll be like, okay, Roz was right. I got an ego. Let me get rid of this ego because I got people around me that want to help me. But again, the book that I'm reading is The 7 Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. If I'm saying the last name right, I'm country and my little southern accent kicks in. So some of my pronunciations may be a little bit wrong. But just remember, work on personal development. Like, it's the key to anything that you have going on. Build yourself up from the inside out, and I promise you'll see a difference. All right, guys. I wish for y'all to enjoy the rest of your day. And get out, smell the air, feel the breeze, feel the sun, and have a lovely day. See you later.